You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Coming up, a Joplin animal rescue shelter warns the public about scammers posing as shelter representatives.
And one new study reveals one more benefit of omega-3 fatty acids as an immune system reinforcement during a severe COVID infection.
And we've got a very fall-like day for us today. Very cool, very dry still. We're going to take a look at your full forecast, including at least some slight rain chances on the horizon coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us for the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Murder charges against a Pittsburgh man are dropped. Dominic Short had been charged with murder, among other crimes, in the shooting death of his mother, Stephanie Short, and the shooting of Velma Kuby. In court, Dominic Short argued he acted in self-defense, and the judge agreed. All charges against him have now been dropped. His co-defendant, James Hamilton, is still charged in this case. Authorities in Mcdonald County, Missouri arrest 2 people accused of stealing $20,000 worth of trees. Detectives say Megan Rios Kaminsky and Gavin Lawson, both of Anderson, went on someone else's land and cut down several walnut, white oak, and black oak trees to sell. They are both charged with felony stealing. A Joplin animal rescue shelter is warning people about scammers posing as shelter representatives. Scammers are going through the Golden Paws Animal Rescue Facebook comments, telling people they are starting to breed and sell dogs. When they receive payments, the scammers cut contact.
It affects how people perceive us, because we are a shelter of taking care of animals. We're not in the business of selling dogs. We're not a breeder. So it affects us as far as what people perspect us to be, because we are a shelter, and we're a nonprofit shelter, and we're a rescue shelter at that. We're not a breeder.
Gardner says the scammers are in no way affiliated with Golden Paws. Angel Wings Equine Rescue is a nonprofit that gives horses a safe haven. Angel Wings rescues horses from unsafe and abusive situations and transforms them into happy, healthy horses. Since starting 2 years ago, Angel Wings operates on donations and volunteerism. The passion for helping horses is rewarding at the end of the day.
The amazing differences in each horse and what they are able to do and what they connect with is just absolutely wonderful. You
can find information to donate and volunteer for Angel Wings on KOAMnewsnow.com. More than 30 local employers with open positions showed up for the Cherokee County Job Fair in Baxter Springs, Kansas. Kansas Works Workforce Center hosted the event in an effort to find local people looking for jobs.
We just hope to connect job seekers to employers. That's our mission, is connecting job seekers to employers, so that way we can benefit our local communities.
Bohr says job fairs have provided thousands of jobs to people locally. Well, some Joplin city workers will receive a 4% cost of living wage increase in the upcoming budget year. City wants to fill about 100 jobs across different departments. Police officers already received a 12% increase. City manager Nick Edwards says the raises are meant to combat the trend of people leaving the workforce or choosing not to work, which makes the labor market very competitive.
It should help the city respond to community needs. With over 100 openings, it's a challenge for the city to respond to those community needs. And so hopefully the 4% increase will make our pay more attractive to people that are seeking employment.
Next, the city will discuss proposed wage increases for the fire department. City Council will approve its final budget plan October 17th.
All right, we want to give you a quick update on Hurricane Ian out in the Atlantic Ocean right now. The latest update still has the winds at 85 miles an hour, making it a Category 1 storm. Center of circulation still offshore, but set to make landfall later today, which we can take a look at on here. So here's its current location, just to the southeast of Charleston, and it'll start to turn northwesterly and make landfall just north of Charleston. Expected to have 85-mile-an-hour winds, gusts to 105. Of course, storm surge and heavy rain are a serious issue. I wanted to back it up real quick and just show you. I mean, the Carolinas are getting inundated with rain and have been for several hours. Some folks in Charleston, as we've been mentioning this morning, have already gone ahead and evacuated ahead of Ian because of all the rain and storm surge potential. So hopefully that helps save some lives and keep some folks safe down there. In our area, we have a beautiful sunrise this morning. It makes you want to go outside, but you're going to want a jacket or a light coat if you do go outside, because it's 44 degrees under those clear skies in Joplin right now. We have 41 Fort Scott, 49 Iola, Chanute, 58 Center, 51 Fredonia, 42 Miami, and 41 in Grove as we start this day. Drought Tracker is as high as it goes on the exceptional, as you can see, for a good chunk of the area. This just updated yesterday because it's outside of May. We've barely seen any rain this year. And we have rain chances coming, but they're not very good rain chances, but at least they're there. We'll eventually have clouds increase, partly cloudy skies today, 81 degrees. As we go through tonight, we will drop back down to an overnight low of 51. Then we start to warm up again early tomorrow morning with mostly cloudy skies. And planning for Friday night football, we have some good news at least for you. We are calling cloud interference because we're watching the increasing clouds, but otherwise 67 at kickoff, 63 halftime. Great Friday night football weather as we head into the weekend. 82 Saturday, mostly cloudy. Sunday, we start to clear out a little bit, 84 degrees. And we want to look at the 7-day forecast real quick, too, because you'll see we'll continue to warm into the mid-80s into the start of next week. And then it's Wednesday and Thursday of next week that we're watching those rain chances and some cooler temperatures. The low isn't on here for Thursday, but it's looking to be about 41 degrees and 75 Thursday. So, again, these are slight rain chances, but they're rain chances, and we're certainly hopeful that they do come through for us because, as we've been talking about, any rain whatsoever is better than no rain at this point.
That's right. Can't wait till we finally get some.
It'd be great if we could.
All right, I'm serious about this. We need to figure out how to do this rain dance and make it happen.
We've got to do something.
We keep talking about it, but we haven't actually done it.
There's got to be something we can do because, again, I mean, we have seen rain since May, but nowhere near what we need to see. All of our rain for the year fell in May, and then it just stopped.
Yeah.
And, of course, you know, we've heard some of our World Watch stories. We're not the only country dealing with this. There's a drought across a good chunk of the globe right now.
Yeah. It just amazes me that parts of the U.S., you know, like Florida and the Carolinas right now are facing like so much rain with this hurricane that, wow. Like,
yeah, it's they're getting way too much and we're not getting enough. It'd be great if we could spread it out a little bit.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Up next, our own Shannon Becker is back in studio with his Big Three stories of the week.
And later, some Joplin City workers can expect to see a 4% raise in the upcoming budget year. We're going to have the details on that. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
In Health Watch this morning, a new study explains why it's crucial to control diabetes during pregnancy. Another says a common dietary supplement may help people fighting COVID. Naomi Ruckham has today's top health stories.
Swedish researchers say omega-3 fatty acids can help reinforce the immune system during a severe COVID-19 infection. The supplements were administered intravenously for a study of 22 elderly patients in 2020 before any vaccines were available. The omega-3 fatty acids appeared to trigger a healing response that reduced inflammation but didn't inhibit their immune system. High heat equals high danger for people who work outdoors. A study done at Oregon State University found a correlation between warmer weather and serious on-the-job injuries. Days with a heat index above 90 were associated with a 19 to 29% increased risk of getting hurt, possibly due to dehydration or fatigue. And early treatment of gestational diabetes is the key to a better birth outcome. That's according to a study published in JAMA Network Open. It says pregnant women who manage to get their blood sugar under control are less likely to deliver by C-section, and their babies are less likely to require neonatal intensive care. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
We are looking at a very nice day across the area. We need rain, but we're not getting it yet. But at least the weather's not bad in terms of outdoor stuff. 44 in Joplin right now. We've got 41 Fort Scott, 43 Pittsburgh, 45 Columbus, 48 Neosho, and 43 in Carthage. Drought Tracker updated yesterday, putting a good chunk of the area under exceptional drought. And of course, if that expands, means that we're looking at extreme and severe drought that have expanded as well. And we're just not getting any rain that we need. We've gotten some, just not enough. 81 today, partly cloudy skies as clouds will gradually increase through the day. Holding on to partly cloudy skies and increasing clouds overnight. 51 for the low right about here. Then we'll start to warm up just a little bit. For Friday night football, we are calling for the cloud interference on the field because we'll watch those clouds increase, but it's given us nice temperatures, 67 at kickoff, 63 at halftime. And let's take a look at the 7-day forecast real quick, where you can see we start to warm back up into the mid-80s by next week, and then we're watching shower and thunderstorm chances Wednesday and Thursday. They're slight chances, but they're there, and any rain we can get is better than no rain in the forecast, and we drop back down to 75 by Thursday of next week. We're back right after this. A new video is causing quite a racket as gamers vie to become trombone champ. Yeah, you heard that right. Rick Damagella reports.
Don't let the name Trombone Champ fool you. There's more to this game than sour notes.
Trombone Champ is I call it like a comedy music rhythm game. Kind of like Guitar Hero, except you play a trombone. In Trombone Champ, it's nearly impossible to make it sound good. Like, it's meant to be more funny than it is meant to be an actual game.
The first part of this piece, titled Sunrise, became famous after being used in the film 2001: Space Odyssey. Cool by me.
Trombone Champ quickly resonated with video game streamers, especially with Twitch streamer Vinny Vinesauce.
I learned about Trombone Champ about an hour before I went live, so I had no prep. I didn't even know the game existed.
Vinny and his audience also had no idea about the baboon aspect of the game.
No one else finds it even like slightly concerning that there's just an option called baboon in the main menu.
A game like Trombone Champ kind of gels with my sense of humor, and I had no idea why baboons were in the game, but it works. My chat room was extremely interested in learning about the baboon plotline. Like, that was the main driving motivation for me to keep going was, Vinny, why are there baboons in this game?
In case you plan to play the game, we won't spoil anything about the baboons. Tooting my own horn in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
All right, that's interesting to say the least, but you know, we really do we have some interesting games out there that are available these days. So, you know, whatever. If it suits your fancy, it suits your fancy. 7th and Rangeline, suiting your fancy with this beautiful sunrise. But if you want to go see it in person, you're going to need to grab a jacket because it's a little bit cool. 44 degrees, very clear skies right now. We have 58 Center, 51 Fredonia, 45 Columbus, 43 Carthage, and 41 in Lamar as we start this day. The Drought Tracker, again, we mentioned it updated yesterday, put a large portion of our area into exceptional drought, which is as high as it goes. And of course, if that expands, it also means that the extreme and severe drought conditions have also expanded. And we've seen rain since May. We just haven't seen enough to really do much for us. We will be partly cloudy. Clouds will increase later today with a high of 81, 76 at 5, 70 at noon. Let me go through this in order. 70 at noon, 76 at 5, 65 by 8 o'clock. Clouds increase as we head into the night. 62 at 11, 57 by 2 a.m. and between 2 and 6, we'll have an overnight low of 51 degrees. And then we'll be 52 at 6 a.m. as we'll start to slowly warm up heading into Saturday. Now, for Friday night football, the one thing about the lack of rain lately is it's given us some good Friday night games. We've got cloud interference because we'll watch increasing clouds, but look at these temperatures, 67 at kickoff, 63 at halftime, so at least some good football weather. Heading into the weekend, will be mostly cloudy Saturday and 82, 84 on Sunday, mostly clear. No rain from these clouds yet, and we'll stay unseasonably warm as well. And then we look at the 7-day. We'll continue to warm into the mid-80s as we head into the start of next week. Then we watch rain chances. They're slight Wednesday and Thursday, but they're there. And any rain we can get is better than no rain whatsoever. We also drop temperatures back down by Thursday to 75. We're back right after this.
It's time to honor today's four-state hero, Corporal Lloyd Pinnell. Lamar, Missouri native, served from 1942 to 1945 and earned numerous awards, including 2 Bronze Stars, the Good Conduct Medal, and 4 overseas bars, just to name a few. To Corporal Lloyd Pinnell, we thank you, today's four-state hero.
Ian sliced across Florida Thursday, dumping enough rain to cause historic flooding.
Well, in Central Florida, the National Guard and first responders have been busy rescuing people trapped in floodwaters.
Christian Bienvenides tells us the story of a son who helped get his elderly father to safety.
Airboats with rescue crews were a welcome sight and sound in the Central Florida retirement community Thursday afternoon. The extent of the flooding surprised Rufus Gordon, who's new to the state and had never experienced a hurricane.
I didn't see this coming.
When he realized the rising water was going to keep rising, he drove through the flooded streets in Kissimmee to check on his 87-year-old father.
He's kind of, I want to say, puzzled, because he's not sure what's happening.
Gordon gave rescue crews his dad's address and then just had to wait.
A feeling of comfort came over me when I talked with the rescue people. They reassured me that, yeah, we're working to get people out.
An hour later, a high water truck carrying Gordon's father made it to dry land, and the team helped him out of the truck.
You got your dad out?
Yes I did. Yes, I did.
How do you feel?
I feel relieved.
Amos Gordon says the rising water surprised him too.
I didn't realize they had a storm until they told me. I was sweet.
Both father and son are Navy veterans and say they're grateful for the rescue crews who kept going back in to get more trapped residents. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Kissimmee, Florida.
And of course, Ian is still causing a lot of dangerous situations down in Florida. We've been talking about it all morning long, and actually for the last several mornings. We spoke with meteorologist Andrew Shipley in Fort Myers yesterday, who talked about the situation down there. And he did mention this morning that he is okay, his apartment is okay, but a lot of his colleagues lost everything. One of their reporters there did a live shot from her apartment where the water was clearly several feet deep. And the latest on Ian, you can see where now it's out over the Atlantic and it is dumping a lot of rain on the Carolinas right now. We've got hurricane warnings from Cape Fear down through the Georgia, South Carolina border. Of course, includes Charleston. We've talked about Charleston because Charleston, the Hurricane Ian is set to make landfall just north of Charleston. A lot of folks there have already evacuated ahead of the storm. Latest on Ian, there it is. And let me get out of the way of that box. Winds are at 85 miles an hour. In the corner of your screen is a live shot from Charleston, South Carolina right now as the center of circulation continues to approach. And the track puts it, again, just north of Charleston by about 6:30 our time, making landfall with winds of 85 miles an hour as a Category 1 hurricane and gusts upwards of 105. Of course, on top of the wind, there's the storm surge and the heavy rain that they're going to go through. And we could certainly use some rain here. We're going to stay dry and warm. We're 44 and cool right now, but that will change as the day goes on. 48 Iola, 45 Pittsburgh, 44 Carthage, and 41 down in Anderson to start the day. And this is what I'm talking about. Yesterday, Drought Tracker updated, expanding the exceptional drought for a good chunk of the area, meaning that we need a lot of rain to help make a dent in this. None today. 81, partly cloudy skies as they increase throughout the afternoon. Heading into tonight, we remain cloudy. We'll hit an overnight low of 51 late, and then we'll start to turn around and warm up a little bit. And the 7-day forecast shows where we continue to warm up through the mid-80s through the weekend. And by the time we reach Wednesday, we're looking at slight thunderstorm chances and maybe some showers Wednesday and Thursday. Not a great chance of rain, but it is a chance of rain, and we need it. So hopefully it'll come through for us. We're back with more right after this.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:28. Missouri, Kansas, and Arkansas are among 6 states suing to stop the student loan forgiveness program. The federal plan would reduce some student loan debt for people who meet income guidelines. Attorneys general who filed the suit on Thursday claim it is unfair. Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt adds, quote, the Biden administration's unlawful edict will only worsen inflation at a time when many Americans are struggling to get by. And Kansas Attorney General Derek Schmidt says, quote, this political move by the Biden administration has everything to do with election year politics, but is not authorized by law. The Biden administration did scale back the program to exclude borrowers from privately held federal loans. The White House continues to argue that its plan is legal and claims Republican officials in the 6 suing states are standing with special interests. Missouri lawmakers approve an income tax cut and ditch plans to cut corporate taxes. The bill cuts income taxes from 5.3% to 4.95% beginning next year. The measure now heads to Governor Mike Parson, who is expected to sign it. Governor Parson had directed lawmakers to cut income taxes during the special session. And some Joplin city workers will receive a 4% cost of living wage increase in the upcoming budget year. KOAM's Yana Hatula talked with the city manager about the pay hike.
The city of Joplin currently has about 100 jobs available across different departments. Joplin City Manager Nick Edwards says Joplin is impacted by a trend that has affected the whole country.
We're seeing the same trend that's playing out in other places with people leaving the workforce early or choosing not to work, and that's making the labor market really competitive.
Edwards says the 4% cost of living wage increase is much needed to attract future employees in the competitive labor market.
It should help the city respond to community needs. With over 100 openings, it's a challenge for the city to respond to those community needs, and so hopefully the 4% increase will make our pay more attractive to people that are seeking employment.
A financial analyst working for the city thinks the raise will retain and bring employees.
I am very grateful for it. With rising costs everywhere, it's going to be very beneficial to everyone.
This increase does not include police or fire departments. In the beginning of the month, police officers got a 12% increase. Edwards says they are in the process of discussing proposed increases for firefighters.
This is a small step forward. There's a long-term solution that's going to be necessary if we're going to be able to attract and retain public safety employees.
The city's proposed budget is nearly $150 million, which is the largest since the 2011 tornado.
We hope to fill those positions so that we can continue to serve Joplin as best we can.
In Joplin, Yana Hatula, KOAM News.
City Council will vote on its final budget plan October 17th. If it is approved, the 4% increase for general employees will be effective November 1st. This morning, we're discussing holiday shopping and travel. And if you've been inside a store recently, chances are you've already seen the signs of Christmas.
Retailers have ramped up holiday deals, trying to lure customers weary of inflation talk. But experts warn, just because you see something on sale, that doesn't necessarily make it a good deal.
They go on to say you should do comparison shopping now, as costs could fluctuate ahead of the holiday season and a potential recession.
And all of this talk of shopping and deals is not to say that the holidays are only about gift giving, but it did make us wonder, is it too soon to start talking about Christmas? And that's been our question to you this morning through our Insta poll on our website and the app, and make sure you vote. So far, 79% of you say it is a little too soon to talk about Christmas. 21% of you say no. As we mentioned, vote through our website, through the app, and of course take part in discussion on our Facebook page.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, like we were talking, I start my Christmas music after Thanksgiving.
I do too, the day after.
The day right after, but not before that.
And I'm lucky if I get my Christmas decorations up that weekend too. Usually it's a couple weeks after that.
We're usually pretty decent about getting them up quick. Amber loves to decorate for Christmas. She loves to decorate, period. She does a phenomenal job of putting decor in the house throughout the year, not just for seasons, but just in general. So when Christmas comes, I mean, it's just an explosion for her because there's so many things to put up. So she absolutely loves doing that. Make sure we are on time decorating for Christmas. Well, here in the 4 states, it almost feels like Christmas. Not quite. It's a little chilly. Not that cold yet. We've got mostly clear skies as the sun rises, but we'll have increasing cloud cover later. 44 degrees in Joplin right now. We've got 40 in Fort Scott, 45 Pittsburgh, 39 in Miami this morning, 41 in Anderson, 44 in Neosho. And we talked about the drought tracker. Exceptional drought now for a good chunk of the area, surrounded by a large area of extreme drought and severe drought. We have rain chances on the way, just not enough to really do anything for us. 81, partly cloudy skies as we go through the day. Heading into tonight, cloud cover will continue to increase. We'll hit a low of 51 early tomorrow morning before we'll start to turn around and slowly warm back up. Now for Friday night football, tonight is game night, of course, for a number of schools, and it's going to be an all right one. We're calling cloud interference because of the increase in clouds, but otherwise not bad. 67 at kickoff, 63 at halftime. And as we head into the weekend, 82 Saturday, mostly cloudy. Sunday is mostly clear and a little bit warmer, 84, still staying unseasonably warm and dry. The future track is the most depressing image out there. As we look at rain off in northwest Kansas, it tries to make it here, and that's why our rain chances for next week are low, but at least they are there, which we'll see on the 7th day. We continue to warm into the mid-80s, and we watch slight rain chances Wednesday and Thursday. They're, again, slight, but they are there, and they also bring temperatures down from 82 Wednesday to 75 Thursday. We're back right after this.
Welcome back. It is Friday, and we've got Shannon Becker in studio with your big 3 stories of the week.
That's right. You ready for them?
I am.
Right. Number 3 this week, Joplin News First. That escapee from Newton County. Sheriff Chris Jennings says he was taken into custody in Joplin thanks to Newton County deputies and Joplin police. It was near 20th and McCoy at 1808 West 20th Street, located in the backyard there, in an RV, like a travel trailer. And it is just to the south of James River Church, about like 20th and Maiden Lane there. Just kind of like no big deal. I mean, nobody was injured or anything. Just took him into custody. It was 18.
Thanks to tips, I guess.
Yeah, of course. That's how it all worked out. Because obviously, if you ever went by this residence, you'd never be able to see in the backyard.
Now, this guy is not a local guy.
No, from Louisiana, but he does have family here in the area. He will be extradited back to Louisiana after he faces a litany of new charges after assaulting a corrections officer and leaving Freeman Hospital. And our number 2 story, Joplin News First. It was early Tuesday morning. Linemen from the Carthage area loaded up and headed to Florida so they could respond immediately, which they did after Hurricane Ian passed over. That was landfall on Wednesday. And now 42,000 linemen are Carthage Water and Electric. 6 of them make up that 42,000, right? Also GRDA, they sent some guys, and as well Springfield City Utilities. So,
and I think some crews left from Jefferson City, Missouri.
Oh, really?
As well.
Yeah, probably. And then our number 1 story, Joplin News First. Did you see the lights in the sky? It wasn't Santa. I know you guys have been talking about Christmas early today, but no, this wasn't
Too
Santa.
soon for that.
It was late Sunday or Sunday evening, about 8 o'clock. People were flipping out. Well, the trail of lights. It's the SpaceX Starlink satellite chain. There are 2,300 satellites that circle the Earth that all of them together create internet for remote areas. So they have about 500,000 people who subscribe to internet through Starlink. I think you can get it here, in fact, if you live out where you can't get high-speed internet. So you can read more on our website, KOAM News Now. It's our number 1 story.
I think I've been most educated on Starlink from my son. He's so up on, I think he obsesses a little bit too much over Elon Musk, but like all of the technology that he's involved with too.
Fascinating.
So, yeah.
Like the Falcon rocket that they launched on Saturday, it lands back on Earth and they use it again. To me, is just mind-blowing. Our bonus story of the week today, well, speaking of mind-blowing, Red Hot and Blue is closed. They were going to stay open this weekend, but they ran out of barbecue. But on Monday, they're going to have like a reunion. People that have worked there in the past, you're welcome to come out. It's going to be, I think, Monday at like 4 o'clock. But Red Hot and Blue is no more. I think that used to house, the building was Shotgun Sam's in the 70s.
Okay.
And then another time in there, it was Raphael's. It was a Mexican restaurant. So.
Any word on what's going to come next?
I've heard the rumors, but I'm not going to say anything yet. But they will be tearing down the building. This will be it for that building. Yeah.
Oh.
So another bygone, but hey, we're welcoming new stuff. The new bridge will be open in December, and so it'll be a good time.
They closed because they were retiring.
Yes,
that's what
yeah, the owners were retiring, so hopefully they'll enjoy their time there. 25 years, I mean, they did something right?
Yeah.
That's your big 3 and a bonus. Joplin News First. check it out on KOAM News Now.
And I'm sure you're off to go catch the next late-breaking story.
Oh my gosh, I've got the list. I'm ready to go.
All right, thank you so much for being with us, and we'll see you again next week. We'll be right back.
We've got a great day shaped up for us today in terms of temperatures and sky conditions. Unfortunately, we need rain, and it's just not coming yet. Right now at 7th and Range Line, we are mostly clear skies, but clouds will be increasing later. We have also got a cool start to the day, 44 in Joplin. We've actually got some even cooler places out there too, like Miami and Fort Scott, 39 degrees, 49 Chinook, 51 Fredonia, 45 out in Nevada. This is what we've been talking about. We need rain because the yesterday Drought Tracker updated exceptional drought, the highest rating out there, expanded across a good chunk of our area, surrounded by extreme and severe drought conditions. As we go through today, no help here as we're going to see partly cloudy skies, 81 degrees as we head through the afternoon. And then when we head into tonight, clouds will continue to increase. We'll hit an overnight low of 51 right about here, and then we'll warm up a little bit by sunrise at 52 degrees with those mostly cloudy skies. Now for Friday night football, that's the one advantage I suppose, is we're going to have cloud interference tonight because of the increasing clouds, but otherwise 67 at kickoff, 63 halftime, so some great temperatures. And head into the weekend, mostly cloudy on Saturday, 84 on Sunday, 82 on Saturday too, by the way, 84 clearing out Sunday, staying dry. And if we look at the 7-day forecast and see where we start to warm into the mid-80s through the weekend and into next week, and then we're watching those slight rain chances Wednesday and Thursday, as well as some cooler temperatures. So we're keeping our fingers crossed for those rain chances because any rain is better than no rain. Now, here's Tanya Bach with Consumer Watch.
That's right. Stocks on Wall Street tumbled on renewed recession fears. The government reported the U.S. economy shrank at an annual rate of 0.6% from April through June, marking the second consecutive quarter the economy contracted. The Dow fell 458 points yesterday. The Nasdaq dropped 314 and the S&P 500 lost 78. Dan Lieberman has today's business headlines.
Florida assesses the devastation Ian has left behind. The economic toll is expected to reach into the tens of billions of dollars. Experts tell CBS News the storm could bring weeks-long disruptions to Florida tourism and hospitality, citrus production, and other industries. Enki Research, which uses computer modeling to calculate the impact of natural disasters, says it expects up to $70 billion in economic losses related to Ian. That would rank the hurricane among the most destructive storms ever to hit the U.S. Mortgage rates rose for the 6th week in a row. As of yesterday, the average rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage was 6.7%. That, according to Freddie Mac, is the highest rate since July 2007. This year alone, mortgage rates have more than doubled as the Federal Reserve hikes interest rates in hopes of taming inflation. In the last 4 weeks, the average 30-year fixed-rate loan has risen nearly a full percentage point. Governor Kathy Hochul says New York is moving forward with a goal to require all new cars and trucks sold in the state to be zero emission by 2035. The rules being crafted would have about 1 in every 3 new auto sales be zero emission by 2026 and about 2 in 3 by 2030. The move follows a similar initiative California unveiled last month.
We'll be right back with more after this, but first let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell. Well, it's not quite Halloween, but spooky sights and sounds are already in the air.
Passengers on several American Airlines flights were shocked, not just one, but several, when they heard moans and groans over the plane's PA system.
Jeannie Moose has the story.
Fasten your seatbelt, because this is not your captain speaking. Emerson Collins was a passenger on an American Airlines flight from Los Angeles to Dallas. The weird noises over the plane's PA system began before takeoff and continued on and off during the flight.
It sounds like someone is struggling
gastrointestinally or something.
For Emerson's traveling co-worker, it was a WTF experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, we realize there is an extremely irritating sound coming over the public announcements. None of us are enjoying it.
I was like, it's not irritating to me. I'm finding it sort of hilarious.
Theories ranged from, is someone hacking into American Airlines in-flight PA systems, to planes haunted. Who you gonna call? But wait, my wife and I experienced this during an American Airlines flight in July. Passengers on at least 3 flights heard moaning and screaming sounds over the PA.
The captain comes on and says there's no need to be concerned. This will not affect the flight controls, which is great.
American Airlines put out a statement. The PA systems aboard our aircraft are hardwired and there is no external access. The airline said our maintenance team thoroughly inspected the aircraft and the PA system and determined the sounds were caused by a mechanical issue with the PA amplifier. Yeah, well, maybe it is some kind of bizarre feedback. Try telling that to the poster who whimsically theorized flying hurts the clouds and their screams are picked up by the PA system. Genimos, CNN, New York.
Did they check the bathrooms on the plane? Like, whole new meaning to Mile High Club there.
Oh my gosh, what is going on?
That, I mean, wow.
What do they mean it's a mechanical issue that's with the PA amplifier? What is it amplifying?
Well, I mean, is it something to do with like airflow through it or something? I mean,
no, there's no way that airflow is making that noise.
Something wasn't flowing for somebody, obviously.
Oh, God. That's what I'm saying. If it's with the amplifier, what is it amplifying? Where is it picking this noise up from? I don't know. Oh, gosh. Okay. Well, all right then. Just be prepared for an interesting flight if you're flying American anytime soon. Quick check on the forecast. The latest on Ian, still offshore, just to the southeast of Charleston, South Carolina. Hurricane warnings from Cape Fear, North Carolina, down to the South Carolina-Georgia border. That's a live shot in the corner of your screen of Charleston as they are getting ready for this hurricane to make landfall. So here's the latest on Ian right now. See the center of circulation still offshore. Winds are 85 miles an hour, making it a Category 1 hurricane. And it is set to make landfall later today from its current position here just to the north of Charleston with 85-mile-an-hour winds, gusts to 105. That's one problem. Then they've got the storm surge and the heavy rain because, as you saw in that satellite image, they are getting just pounded with heavy rain in the Carolinas right now. From Hurricane Ian, so flooding also a major concern. Here, we need rain, and we're just not getting any. 44 degrees, mostly clear skies in Joplin right now. We've got 48 Iola, 39 Fort Scott and Miami, 44 Neosho and Carthage, 43 in Lamar. As we go through the rest of today, we're looking at a high of 81 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Clouds continue to increase through the night, and we'll drop back down to a low of 51 degrees. And then a quick check of the 7-day forecast. We warm through the mid-80s starting next week. We're watching some possible rain chances Wednesday and Thursday. We're back right after this.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Here's what's happening today. Hurricane Ian is picking up strength as it moves toward Georgia and the Carolinas. Ian hit Florida's Gulf Coast as a Category 4 storm, flooding entire neighborhoods, destroying homes and buildings and leaving millions without power. Search teams have rescued hundreds of people trapped by the floodwaters. President Biden is warning this could be the deadliest hurricane in Florida's history. President Biden says the U.S. will never recognize Russia's claims that it annexed Ukrainian territory. And Russia is trying to incorporate 4 regions after it held Moscow-run referendums. But Ukraine and its Western allies called them rigged and illegal. Meanwhile, Russia is opening draft offices near its borders as residents flee the country to avoid a mandatory enlistment. And a recovery team has pulled up at least 80% of the wreckage of a plane that crashed in the water north of Seattle nearly a month ago. 9 adults and 1 child were killed when a float plane went down in Mutiny Bay. Weather conditions were too difficult for drivers until this week, and efforts to retrieve the rest of the plane and bodies are expected to continue for a few more days.
We've got a partly cloudy day ahead of us. 81 degrees is what we'll warm up to. Clouds continue to increase through tonight and will eventually drop back down to 51 early, and then we'll slowly start to warm back up. Our Friday night football forecast for tonight, we are calling cloud interference because we'll have increasing clouds, but otherwise good temperatures, 67 at kickoff, 63 at halftime, warming up through the weekend. So let's take a quick look at that 7-day forecast where we start to reach the mid-80s, and then we have increasing rain chances by Wednesday and Thursday of next week.
All right. Sometimes cloud interference isn't a bad thing.
No, not at all. Just because it says that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means it's going to be a little cloudy tonight.
There you go. Well, get smacking. Today is National Chewing Gum Day.
It's been used over the years for enjoyment, to stave off hunger, and to freshen breath.
Well, you might think it's a modern day thing, but chewing gum actually dates back more than 5,000 years.
Some early forms included tree bark tar, sap resin, and wax. Gum has definitely come a long way since then.
The first commercial chewing gum came out in 1848. It went by the name, the State of Maine Pure Spruce Gum. Patent on chewing gum was filed 20 years later.
Today, bubble gum is so popular, it's even a common flavor and scent. You can mark the day by buying a pack of your favorite chewing gum, sharing a piece, and posting to social media with the hashtag Chewing Gum Day.
There you go.
I got kids that absolutely love gum. So today's their day. Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We're back with more news and weather at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better weekend.